About to get this big girl washed up. It's dirty. Real dirty. I got this too. Got the bed for it. Picked it up from Dad's today, so we're gonna get it washed up too. Put on the truck. Here we go. All right, y'all, we got to push back kind of out of the spot where we washed it, and man, I literally forgot how nice this thing looked. Of course it's wet. It's normally not shiny, but god dang, it looks good. This is the first time ever washing the wheels too, the fronts. I mean, I just hosed them off, but looks good. Roof's done too. All right, y'all, exactly like we thought. The bed is on there now, but it's like stuffed. It's stuffed down because the inner wheel well of the bed is actually hitting the inside of the tire. You can see the tires are sucked in there pretty far, and I wanted them to be in. I knew it would work out pretty good because when I lower it down, it'll tuck. So, looks pretty freaking good though. I'm stoked about it. So we're gonna get the bed cleaned up, and then we're gonna get it over to the shop, and I'm gonna cut the bed out this week and get it to where the thing actually rolls on those wheels, and then gonna see what's going on next for getting those rear wheels powder coated and going ahead and putting the correct tires on there. These are 295 65s, and I'm putting 275 60s on it, so the rear should be a little lower. But yeah, that's it for now. All right, y'all, we're about to move this thing. The bed's hitting, like I said, so we ended up finding a way to get it to roll. We put some blocks underneath the truck, so it rolls, but it's a little sketchy. So we're gonna go ahead and get it over to the shop and probably pop the bed back off so I can cut it this week. So here we go. Got the truck up into the shop, as you guys saw. It looks so good. I'm so stoked. LJ said it looks small. It does look kind of small, but it still looks good. We got the bed all cleaned up. The inside we got pretty clean, but we didn't even scrub it. Got all the windows clean. I never painted the back of the cab. This metal piece that goes across the front of the bed, I actually robbed for another bed that was pretty much the primary bed for this truck. It replaced this yellow one at one time because the yellow one was starting to rust a little bit, and there's a pretty bad, you can't really see it, but there's a pretty bad like cave in there, and there's a warp here, but I don't really care anymore because this is the bed that I want to cut up. So I just actually looked underneath and seen that, you know, here's the factory holes for the bed. Obviously the frame runs here. The wheels, like I keep saying, are hitting the back of the fender wells, like here on the inside. So I'm gonna cut all the way around on both sides, around to the front. And then what I'll probably do is from here, cut over to this brace. There's a brace that runs across here, so I'll probably bring it down to there and then across, and then my fuel cell is going to be back here somewhere, so I'm going to cut through the brace as far as I can, and I want to leave as much meat around this, but then come down here, and I'm going to try to make it to where it corners like here, and the fuel cell sits here in the middle, because I want to leave this back brace with definitely as much meat as it can, and the back brace will stay solid all the way across. So it'll basically be cut across the front, and then it'll be cut around the fender wells, cut here, here, like that. So it'll basically leave me room for shock relocation, some kind of notch in the frame in the future, and it'll lighten it up a little bit. And I've got an old tailgate that I'm gonna gut too, so I'm gonna try to lighten the bed up a little bit. It's pretty freaking heavy. I kind of wish we could have weighed it, but I could probably look it up, I don't know. But all I'm probably gonna do across here is put a brace that goes all the way across. So the plan, I guess I should have brought this up before I talked about cutting the bed, but I want to mount the fuel cell to the frame so that if I got to take the bed off, I'm not draining fuel and unhooking fuel lines and all that. I don't want anything mounted in the bed that's gonna basically not let me take the bed off. So I want to be able to pull the bed off easily. I'm even thinking about doing some kind of studs or something that come through here with pins, you know, a freaking hood pin style, something quick release. I don't really see myself having to pull the bed off a bunch, but I mean, how cool would that be to unpin the bed, pop it off real quick. Once it's cut out, it should be a lot lighter because that floor, I think, is the heaviest part. I know these are, the insides are double walled and this old metal's thick, but yeah, so I'm just glad to have the truck back in the shop. I've actually got the rest of this week. Today's Saturday. I've got all week next week to have this in the shop before my dually comes over and I start working on it. But anyways, it's just a quick update. So probably we're gonna pull the bed off tomorrow, just so I can at least have it on there for tonight, so I can just stare at it, you know. Tomorrow Elle's coming back over to work on the Chevelle, and we're gonna pull the bed off so I can go ahead and get to cutting, because I want it to fit so I can roll this thing around. And this time, while the bed's off, I'm going to pull the stock fuel tank out, so that'll be gone. And then start fitting the fuel cell and getting it ready to go in. That's the plan. Man, I just want to admire these for a second. These wheels came off of a Camaro. I bought them from my brother. He got them from somebody for like stupid cheap. I got them freshly powder coated, new lug nuts, new center caps. There's the dog. And I just think they look freaking great, and I can't wait. What? I can't wait to get the rears powder coated to match. So the rear wheels are flipped around backwards. I stated that in the previous video. And the reason being is because the rear end's super narrow. It's 10 inches narrower than a factory rear end. So you can see the wheels got plenty of room to actually tuck up in there more. So I want to bring the back of the truck down more. I really want to bring it down more all the way around. So I'm gonna talk to probably Calvert Racing, the people who own Caltrax, and talk to them about maybe getting a lowering leaf spring, or if a shackle will do me good, and then a drop shackle will do fine, or if I need to use the stock shackle. I don't know. I'm gonna talk to them about the rear setup and see how I can get it lower. It's already flipped. I was thinking about hangers in the front, but I know that the Caltrax have issues sometimes going on with the drop hangers. So anyways, kind of working on that still, but like I said, I'm just happy to have it in the shop. All right, everybody. This is going to be a video on the ICT Billet alternator only install on my C10 1984 LS 5.3 truck engine, and I'm planning on running one of the newer, I think they're newer, Mazir water pumps eventually, but for now I'm gonna run this alternator only kit that I got for 185 bucks. So I'm about to break all this stuff off of the front of the engine and get ready to unbox the ICT Billet stuff. Figured I'd go ahead and throw this in this video. I got the turbos taken apart. I wanted to get the exhaust housings painted on them. I know it's kind of tinkering around stuff, but I know these things are probably not going to get ran right away, and I just didn't want them to become complete rust bombs. So I'm about to throw these things back together real quick, just get this bench cleaned off right here, and we'll get back to our front pulley setup. Alright y'all, these things are back together and they look a lot better. This was my first time ever messing with turbos, so I was kind of just winging it just off of a little bit of advice from a friend. Like I said, first turbo deal, so I did not even know that these were the actual waste gates. Those connect here. There was some little hoses on there. When I had these mocked up on the truck, he informed me that my oil inlet was way off, so I wanted to clock these and everything, but before I did all that, I wanted to get the housings blacked in. So now that that's done, I can set these off to the side. They're ready to go. These are back exactly like they were with the way the rod hooks up, so whenever I go to clock these, damn, it scared me. Whenever I go to clock these, this ring right here will be specifically for the oiling, and then if I take this bracket loose here, leave the wastegate hooked up to the rod, I can clock the inlet to basically a different spot close to where I want it at least. I obviously know that I can't move it one bolt turn because, you know, the pipe would be right here, so this is kind of the only area that it can't go, but I think I might be okay. So I just got to get them on there and start messing with it. But yeah, so these bolts that I just hooked back up to bolt the I think this is called the cylinder to the exhaust housing, those will pretty much stay right where they are. All I have to do is loosen those up a little bit, get that clocked once I get the actual turbos onto the headers with the V-bands, and then all I have to do from there is mess with these. So that'll be pretty cool. Planning on doing that this week, but anyways, I thought the thing was, it's pretty cool stuff, so figured I would at least show it. So anyways, gonna get back on these front pulleys now. All right y'all, this is the part number. -3 means it's for trucks. That's what it specifies on the website. And I got it all installed, and I was gonna put this new alternator on it that I got. I don't even remember how I got it, but I had a brand new alternator, and this happens to be the bigger alternator, and the stud back here hit my Dirty Dingo swap mounts. It was just barely touching it. Like I could probably cut the little bit of threads off there and make it work, but it also had this different plug on it, which it's not so much of a big deal, but so I didn't feel like messing with all that. I just put my regular truck junkyard alternator back on. So there's the bracket set up on the front of the engine. Everything is bolted down. In their defense, I guess, with the alternator issue not clearing or whatever, my Dirty Dingo swap mounts are slid all the way back. Like I have the engine as far back as I could get it. So I imagine that if you slid the engine forward a little more, it would clear, obviously. So that's kind of just how I have this thing set up. Like you can see, there's the control arm. I wanted the engine as far back as I could get it. So yeah, I mean, it's not all bad. It would normally work if the engine was in a little bit better spot, but it's all good. I'm happy with it. And the instructions were pretty clear. The only thing that I wasn't really expecting was that bolt and nut right there. Goes to the idler, and that's a like a main point of contact, really. They also do offer the little retro kit that puts another bolt through there and connects that for a little bit of added stability. But man, this thing, it's gonna be kind of hard to show it, but it doesn't flex. It doesn't move at all. Maybe it would under torque. I don't know. I'm gonna try it, but yeah, the kit went on really good. I'm happy with everything. So that's it for now. God dang, that it really makes that balancer look bad. So yeah, I'm officially not running power steering or water on the truck for now. I definitely want to do water later, so I still have that option, of course, but for now it's going to be no water, no power steering. It'd be cool to find a manual gearbox for this thing. I need to look into that, but anyways, I'll do that later. Boom. Next thing is to get the headers tightened up with gaskets and get the turbos on. So I'm really probably going to go ahead and pull the intake off too and take this steam port bracket off that I won't be needing anymore. And I really want to freaking get my Holley fuel rails. That's the very last thing I have for my fuel system, so I really want to get those on the way. I'll probably leave my intake off until I get those. I'd probably say I get them next week or something. I'm kind of doing this on a budget, so every week I try to spend about $200, $250 on the old truck, so hoping to get it going soon. But anyways, that's it for now. I'm probably going to go ahead and pull the intake off, so I'll show you guys that, and depending on how I feel, I might go ahead and see if I can gather up enough bolts to at least get one side header on and mounted, maybe throw a turbo on it. So here we go.